Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 really easy one pan or one pot meals. So you don't need a ton of ingredients, you don't need tons of pots and pans, and you don't need a ton of time. I have 2 paleo recipes to share with you today, as well as 1 totally plant-based recipe, but you can of course switch these up to your liking. Full recipe details can be found on my blog, so I'll leave links in the description box below for you to check out. And let's get into it. So the first recipe that we're going to be making is my sun-dried tomato and olive pasta with zucchini noodles, which are really easy to make. So we're going to start by adding a little bit of olive oil to a pan, tossing in some cherry tomatoes and some sun-dried tomatoes. I like using dried ones that I'll soak in a little bit of water, but you can use ones that come in oil. We're also going to chop up some Kalamata olives. You can slice them in half, or you can dice them up into smaller pieces. Add that to the pan. We're also going to take a little bit of kale, just a couple of small leaves of kale, and finely chop that up as well and add that into the pan. Next, we're going to add in all of our seasonings. So we've got a ton of dried oregano, some dried basil, some sea salt and pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder. And we're going to heat that over medium heat for about 15 minutes or so until everything is softened. In the meantime, we're going to make our zucchini noodles. So I have here this handheld spiralizer, which I love because it's really compact. It doesn't take up a ton of space, which I like. And then what I like to do is I'll just cut the noodles in half after I spiralize them because they can get really, really long. And then we're just going to add that to the pan once everything is cooked up. And you don't want to cook the zucchini noodles for very long because they get mushy very easily. So you just want to sort of toss them in there for no more than about 2 minutes. You still want them to be a little bit firm. You can also use brown rice noodles or another kind of pasta noodle for this recipe if you would like to. And that is it. You can plate this, top it with some fresh basil or some fresh cilantro like I have here. I also really like eating this with a side of roasted chicken breast, or I have here some leftover sausage. I just find that adding a little bit of extra protein helps to make it a little bit more hearty. You can also add it to the sauce chopped up. Next, we are making lemon and herb chicken sheet pan dinner. So this is also super easy. You just need 1 pan and it is so tasty. So we're going to start by chopping up some yellow potatoes and adding those to our pan. We're also going to slice up some carrots. I like to slice these up into carrot sticks. You can peel them if you want. I usually don't, especially if I'm buying organic carrots. Next up, I'm going to slice up some green beans. You just really want to cut off the tips of the green beans because sometimes you get those stringy bits. And also you can use any vegetables that you like for this recipe. So add everything to the pan. You're going to put a little bit of olive oil on the pan and toss everything so it's evenly coated. That way it'll roast up nicely. And we're going to top the veggies with some chicken thighs. I have here bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. You can use boneless, skinless if you would like. But you want to place them on top so that they're raised a little bit. And then we're going to coat everything with some sea salt, some garlic powder, oregano, and basil and parsley, and 1 lemon. Make sure it's all really well coated. The lemon is what gives this dish so much flavor. Then you're going to roast that in the oven at 425 for about 40 minutes or so until everything is crispy and delicious and juicy. And there you go. You can just plate everything. Super easy. Honestly, it doesn't take long at all. I also love having this meal with a nice fresh green salad. And lastly, we have my garden vegetable and lentil soup. I love this recipe because it's so hearty, so vegetable rich, but you only have to cook it for about 25 minutes, so it doesn't take long. So we're going to start by dicing up some carrots, adding that to our pot. We're also going to cut up a couple of large tomatoes, some zucchini, throw that all in, as well as some kale. Next, we're gonna add some frozen peas and a can of green lentils to our pot. I don't know why these look brown. The can says green lentils. I like to use green lentils for this recipe. Anyways, throw that in, and then all of our herbs. So I love basil. I love a little bit of oregano. Parsley is great in here. Clearly, I like those herbs a lot when I cook. And some vegetable broth. You can also use bone broth if you would like, or you could use water. You just wanna make sure you add in some sea salt to your liking. And then give everything a good stir. You're gonna bring it to a boil and then let it simmer for about 25 minutes or so. We're really just cooking it until everything is nice and softened. And that is it. Transfer everything into your bowls and enjoy. This is great for using up vegetables in your fridge, and this is great for leftovers for lunch throughout the week because it makes a really nice big batch. And that is it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you some inspiration for some really healthy, really easy meals to make this week or in the next couple of weeks. Leave me a comment below if you try one of these recipes. You can leave me a comment on my blog, or you can tag me in your photos on Instagram. I would love to see your pictures, and I'll see you all very, very soon.